What's up, anime community? It is Door Killing Anime here with you today, coming at you with another video. And this video is gonna be another installment into my anime type series. And the topic for today is independence and dependence upon demographics inside of anime and manga. Just for short, it's covering the topic of how people tend to label genders upon what the demographic is, or put them in categories to where the demographic is. Now, I'm just gonna break it down by saying this. In any anime or manga, the type of genre that you like to say, the type of demographic that you have in your children is split up in a different way than through the American style or through the rest of the world. For the American style, we usually have TV ratings to which, different types of age groups can watch. We have TV Y7, TV PG, TV PG-13, TV M, TV MA, TV 17, all these different age demographics to where certain ages of people can watch it because it's predicted to have a certain amount of maturity. In the Japanese culture, where an anime and manga roots from, you have different demographics such as shonen for the much younger young males from 17 and younger, and then you have your seinen for males who are older, like let's say the 20s, the early adulthood stages towards the mid 40s stages. You'd have your joshi, which is the older woman stages, and then you have your shoujo, which is the younger woman stages, which have the same age categories as shonen and seinen. Then you have all these different genres, whether you have yaoi, yori, harems, shotacon, doesn't matter. And I've noticed with a lot of these that people tend to organize anime and manga fans in a different perspective. Like, let's say that if I go to school and I see this girl who's kind of shy, who's kind of quirky, and she always reads anime and manga, your typical otaku that you'd see at school from the outside looking in, then you'd assume that she'd be reading something, a shoujo or a romance or something that has to do with a girl, a strong female lead. But that's not always the case. And then you'd always think with a guy who's interested in anime and manga, they're always interested in that DBZ, fast-paced battle manga. They're always interested into the cool stuff, and we going out. They're just guyish. And even though this anime stereotype video might delve into a little bit about judging people and facing the results of heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual type demographics and attitudes, it really is going to stay in the context of anime and manga, because you're going to be judging someone based on what demographic they're supposed to be reading or what genre they're supposed to be reading from your perspective. Now, I see this a lot in the YouTube anime community. The guys who are usually the reviewers or the cosplayers or the AMBers are usually going to have something dealing with shonen battle manga or shonen in general. So you have Death Note, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, History, Strongest Disciple, Hunter x Hunter, Toriko, etc., etc. And then you'd have something from the female side to where they look at their harem genres that typically have joshi themes or shoujo themes. Your typical Horimiya, 14 Saito Ko, Black Cat, Black Butler, Fruit Basket, just things like that, and Rosario X Vampire, just series like that. And when you classify them into that and don't think that the other types of genders won't be able to see it, then you're just generalizing your anime and manga audience. And this is the main point that I have of this video. The main point about this anime stereotype is that you should not, I repeat, you should not be judging men and women, boys and girls, on what preferences they have due to the demographics that they're revealed to be or that they're supposed to be reading. Because me, as in myself, I can use from an observation as a prime example that I read harems. I've already watched 2 seasons of the Rosario X Vampire. I've read Rosa Versailles. I'm reading Horimiya. I'm reading 14 Saito Ko. What else am I reading that's harem or shoujo or joshi related? Just things like that. And I typically take the romance genre in anime and manga not as seriously as most other genres and most other storytelling aspects of a story, but I'm very much interested into it. You know, I like the slice of life setting that has it. I like the schoolgirls that come up with the guys and then they develop a relationship over time. I'm not your typical anime and manga male fan in which I'm always dwelling towards the DBZ strong fights and the cool ass characters and who makes these things explode, and Naruto and Bleach and One Piece, who has the coolest power, what has the great storyline and whatnot. Sometimes I just want to kick it. But with you guys that I see in the community, and I'm not judging you specifically through the video, but what I just see in the YouTube anime community as a whole, there has to stop being this stereotype which isolates genders into a certain category. Another YouTuber that I know, and I respect him for doing this, his name's Black Boy Reviews. P.S. Go check out his channel. He reviews a lot of underrated things and movies. Is that he is much more interested in, let's say, shoujo or harems rather than shonen or seinen. That doesn't make him any less of a manga fan from his gender for doing that. And he doesn't care how people may think about the series that he reads. I know he gets recommended a lot to read these series, such the long rating series in shonen such as One Piece. He won't read it. Toriko, I don't know what his stances on it is. We've never asked him. Naruto, he fell off with it. But then he goes on into these short harems, these shoujos, and these other entertaining series that don't necessarily have to be in his intended demographic. So when you look at it from someone or people who think that they should be watching this because they're certain like this, I think you're just dumb and have a lack of knowledge about anime and manga in general, because there are different flavors to people and they don't always have to take the same flavor, you know. Just for example, think about life. If the only thing that you could eat every day was filet mignon, and yes, that's a rich man's food, quote unquote, but every day if you had filet mignon for morning, lunch, dinner, then filet mignon's gonna get fucking irritating and you're gonna hate it, and for some of you guys you're eventually gonna get sick of it. So you need different aspects, you know, to your anime and manga intake. That's why I delve into everything. And for certain days, I may not feel like looking at a harem or a shoujo or a joshi. I may feel like finding a sick-ass fight with blood, guts, and gore and an interesting storyline. But then I may also want to have a safer mood where I want to calm down from those series that have that, where I want to laugh, I want to have comedy, I want to feel romance, I want to feel humanistic things that progress inside of a story, inside of a series that isn't hard to understand. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with wanting to get more out of the community? I feel that most, not all, and not necessarily you specifically who are watching the video, but I feel like most of the community has this innate, and that just means premature feeling that they should go to this certain series, and that if that's not their side of anime, and that they just relinquish the thought of, oh, I'm not going to read this, or I'm not going to read this manga, or I'm not going to watch this anime because it's a certain genre. Even though I have my opinions reserved about certain genres concerning anime and manga and some demographics about anime and manga, I still delve into seeing what type of interesting videos and what type of interesting series are inside of them. And this could be the same for the anime community. I subscribe to people who review shoujo, harems, yaoi, yuri, doujinshis, hentai, and then I subscribe to people who review the big three: shonen, seinen, shotacon, lolly, just all different types of things. And I have different opinions on each of them, but if I can find something that is of interest to me and I like that is in each and every one of those demographics, which 9 out of 10 I have, then I will try it 9 out of 10 at a time. Now, for you guys, I want to say this last thing. It's been Dual Killing Anime coming at you with another video, and you seriously need to take into aspect that other series through other genres and other demographics may or may not rub you well, but there will always be something that you'll be willing to try, and I guarantee that you can find at least one thing inside of those genres that you can stick with and that you will enjoy if you are a very avid anime and manga fan. Now, if you just want to stick to 1 or 2 series, then I'm not pressing you to do this. Or if you're new to anime and manga, then again, I'm not pressing you to do this. But this is just a video to address the BS that goes along classifying others who shouldn't be watching this or who shouldn't be watching that because it's about this and it's about that. Even though you have your reserved opinion on it, you should be open to what types of series you have, because not all series are the same series, even though there may be a set genre or theme or just order of it. So if you've been dual killing anime, like or dislike the video, it does not matter as long as you get my name out there and you've had all the quality content with none of the filler. And if you don't know what that is, then you need to watch more anime. I'll see you later, guys. Stay tuned for my arc review video coming later this week. It'll either come on Friday or Saturday or later this Sunday. Alright, see you guys. Peace. Man.